Good morning, third graders. Today we're talking a little bit more about character complexity. Yesterday we were dipping our toe into the waters of character complexity, and we're going to talk a little more about it today. That characters can be more than one way. And so today I want to talk to you and teach you that conflict and problem actually brings out complexity. So you did such a good job, and you worked hard trying to find multiple traits for your characters and thinking about um, all the different words to describe them. And then you thought about how those words might um, be opposite. Well, today I'm going to give you a better clue. Sometimes you can discover the character complexity by looking for the problem or the conflict. You know, throughout any story, characters will undoubtedly face conflict. It's just bound to happen. Something is going to stand in the way of what they want. Either another character or some force is going to get in their way. They'll have issues with one another. Something's going to happen. Some conflict will undoubtedly arise. And how the character stands up to those conflicts, how the character faces that trouble, can help us learn a little bit more about that character and help us go deeper with that character. And that's all the work we've been doing these past couple weeks, is thinking about characters in deeper and deeper ways. And so the steps for that I like to take to determine more complexity about my characters. I like to first think about conflicts that arise. And so I'm thinking about Ravi, and I drew the character mountain because that just reminds me, right, that like the character's always kind of facing some obstacles until they head down the story mountain. And so first you think about the conflict. Then you notice if the character acts differently in that or you notice how the character responds or acts in that conflict, and then you just describe the character in a way that reveals that complexity, that shows that complexity. And so as you can see, I've chosen Ravi again from Save Me a Seat, and I found three places, boom, 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 where Ravi is facing conflict. And we all know the first day of school, that was horrible for him. They couldn't understand him. They said maybe he should introduce himself when he learns more English. It was just not a good day for him. Then he was sent to Miss Frost. Another bad day for Ravi. And then the most recent conflict was gym class, when he was certain this was going to be where he showed off to Dylan and his buddies, where they were going to applaud him and, see how, not only how smart he was, but also just what a great athlete he was. And then disaster came, well, just did not go the way he wanted it to go, right? And so now I want to think, how did he react? Did he just brush it off? Say, oh, that's okay. Yeah, being new, it's never easy. Oh, I'll just try better the next day. I'll just try. No. And so, if I'll try this first, and I'm going to try to say, to name the conflict. So to say when, and name the trouble. When this thing happens, how does my character react? And then grow an idea about them, right? So I'm going to choose the second one, the visit to Miss Frost. So when Ravi visits Miss Frost, he reacts by making fun of Joe, by not even doing the work that she asked him. He turned down the recording, and he was actually eavesdropping on the conversation between Joe and Miss Frost. So he doesn't even do the work. He makes fun of Joe, and then he kind of snaps in a little way. He's a little impatient and a bit rude to Miss Frost. And that just shows, I mean, I hate to say this, but it's true. It just kind of shows that he like Edward Tulane, is a little bit arrogant. And instead of using his words to try to explain to people in a kind and patient way, he snaps at them. He makes fun of people to, no doubt, to make himself feel better. And so it just kind of shows that Robbie is a bit immature. He may be smart. He may have a high IQ. He may even be a great athlete in the sports that a great athlete. But he, in fact, is a little immature and not very kind, at least in this part of the story and what I know so far. That's my theory. So you see how that works? You think about the conflicts. You think about how your character acts in those conflicts, and then grow an idea by saying this shows that character is the kind of person who, right? And to end on a positive note, it doesn't have to be negative. Conflict doesn't always bring out the worst in people. Oftentimes conflict brings out the best in people. And because of when Opal is trying to start her life over, and she's trying to make new friends, or actually she first has to move to a new town. I think, man, if I lost all my friends and my mom moved away, I would probably just sit in my house all day pouting and crying, and I don't know what I would do. But Opal, in the presence of that conflict, she decides she's going to get out there. She finds a dog. She ends up adopting the dog. She makes friends with almost everyone that she meets in this new town. And in a sense, conflict brings out the best in Opal, unlike Ravi. So depending on your character, depending on the story that you're reading, you might see that conflict brings out many different kinds of things, but that's what I want you to think about today. So let's talk about those steps. So you're going to get in your book, you're going to read for 30, push yourself to 45 minutes if you can. And then after you've read a lot, you're going to think, where's the conflict or problem in my character's life? 2, how are they responding to that problem? And 3, what does that tell you about your character? So take a look at that. I'll try to put this picture up on the Google so you can have that language to help you write about it. And I can't wait to hear your ideas. So enjoy your reading, and I will talk to you soon. Happy reading, everyone.